We are not sure how to feel about this movie. It's laser time and we're gonna do a review. Yes, we're gonna review. We'll talk about movies and comics too. Let's all go watch the review. Hello everyone, how's it going? I am Laser Dude and welcome to another Laser Dude review. Today we are reviewing Venom, starring Tom Hardy. So ever since Spider-Man 3 was confirmed to have Venom in it, everyone has been wanting to make a Venom standalone movie since then. Everyone was like, oh, we want our own Venom movie, we want to see this character that we love in the comics is so dynamic and so creepy and funny sometimes, and just the perfect dark shadow of Peter Parker's character. We just want this character to be done right. And then we got Topher Grace, and we all were like, what the heck? What the heck, man? What is this crap? But even after that, we were all thinking that there was going to be a Venom movie, but it never really got off the ground, mostly because, Spider-Man 3 sucked. And I think one of the big reasons for that is because, unlike a lot of the other Spider-Man villains, Venom's story takes a lot. It takes a lot of setup in order to get there. Because, you have a villain like the Rhino. Takes 5 seconds to tell. You can have a guy gets encased in this suit of armor and wants to kill Spider-Man. Sandman. That's an easy, quick story to tell. And it's easy. Venom is so complicated and so convoluted because first this alien symbiote has to land on Earth, land on Spider-Man, have this whole thing where he starts making Spider-Man lose his inhibitions and get addicted to this power, but then Spider-Man has to overcome that, and while on the same hand hurting Eddie Brock, and then Eddie Brock is angry at Peter Parker, and then Spider-Man rejects the symbiote is mad at Spider-Man, and then they come together as a as villains together and become a new being called Venom. That's not something you can say in one sentence. I always complained how back in the day it was super lazy just to have the symbiote fall from space and hit the ground and then, lands on Peter Parker's moped. Yeah, it was lazy, but on the other hand, there was already 2 other villains that they had to tell. They had to rush the origin in that movie because, Venom's origin itself takes so flippin' long to tell. But they decided to do something a little different here and keep Eddie Brock, but cut Spider-Man right out of the picture. And so now we have the Venom movie starring Tom Hardy. So here's the thing I just want to say right out of the gate. I don't think this is an amazing movie, but I did enjoy myself. Here's the thing, it's like if somebody came up to me and said, oh, the Venom movie, it has this flaw, and this is wrong with it, and this is wrong with it, I'd be like, yep, I enjoyed it. It's one of these movies that I can clearly say that I enjoyed, but I know that there's probably a lot of people who wouldn't get the same things out of it. Because at the very beginning of this film, I was like, as I said, Venom has such a convoluted origin story. But at the very beginning of this film, they waste no time. The pacing is super fast. Seriously, there's it just goes here's spaceship crashes. Here's J. Jonah Jameson's son, he's dead. Oh wait, but something passed from here to here, and then all of a sudden that person goes from there to there, and then starts walking and shoots stuff out of his back, and then here's Eddie Brock. He has a job. No, he doesn't. Now he's fired, and it's just what the flippin' heck? And it eventually does slow down, but it goes at such fast speeds that I barely get a chance to know any of the characters. I didn't even know his fiance's name was Anne until halfway through the movie. The movie doesn't really do a great job of setting up its world and characters. There's just some things that, like Eddie Brock as a character, I don't really get a full thing of him. He's supposed to be an investigative reporter in this. He's asking the tough questions and going after the big corrupt people and it doesn't back down from anything. But then he goes to his apartment and his neighbor plays his music really loudly, and I'm just going to say the weirdest scene in the movie is how he reacted to this. Because, like, okay, this guy has the balls to go up to a guy head of a corporation worth millions, if not billions of dollars and say, yeah, what about all these people that you allegedly get killed? Yeah, he has the balls to do that, but then when it comes to his neighbor, he can't even knock on the door and tell him to turn his music down. He does this. What was that? So yeah, Eddie Brock's character isn't really developed. His girlfriend is just a girlfriend character, doesn't have any real personality traits of her own. She's just there to further his subplot and not really do anything herself. The villain is very non-villainous. I mean, like, he keeps on doing... I need to be able to follow the villain's logic, okay? The villain's logic needs... I need to follow it. I need to know where you were going. You know, this guy sees, like, these symbiotes go into these people and then starts eating their organs, and he's like, oh, it's beautiful. Why? Okay? You gotta make it make sense, guys. You gotta at least give me the feeling like these characters would make these decisions. And I'm like, what? Why? Give me, if he's insane, show me he's insane. If he's not, then why? And now you might be like, dude, you kind of thought... I thought you were going to be positive about this movie, but you're being really harsh on it. What did you like about it? I liked Venom! I liked his voice. I liked the way they animated him. Like, people can go on the effects all they want, and yeah, do they look the most realistic? No. But did I buy the character? Yes. And did I like how Venom could go to extremes like eating people? Yes. Did I like how they didn't use blood? No, not really, but I know that, you know, they're trying to make the movie to go to the widest demographic, but, you know, go all the way or just don't. But still, I was laughing at Venom. I liked his fight scenes. The fight scenes in here are actually a lot of fun. But I enjoyed Venom, the character, and the way he handles stuff. And there were scenes that I actually really found to be a lot of fun. But here's the thing. I don't really think it's true to the comics. Like, the way they handle the symbiote. Like, for one thing, I'm pretty sure the symbiotes aren't an evil race. You know, they just... The one that Peter Parker got was driven insane because of previous hosts, and it takes on attributes of its host to the next person that wears it. To be fair, I think that's something, because then he takes stuff from Peter Parker and moves that onto Eddie Brock, and that's like something that's really interesting about it. So they changed it to the symbiotes are like an evil race, and that Venom is like, he says, I'm a loser of my planet. What? I don't see how that can work in the world of symbiotes. Yeah, see you later, guys. See you later. We'll have drinks afterwards in our goo form. We basically are drinks, but whatever. See you. Oh, no, it's that loser Venom. Hello. No, you're a loser, man. You're a loser. I'm the cool blob. But I'm more popular in the comics, but you're a loser blob. But we're all just blobs around here. How do we have popularity contests? Are different blobs more attractive than others? I don't get this. Loser Venom. Oh. How does that work? You know, I just don't get the logic behind that. I don't get it. It doesn't really work for me. That, you know, the way they set them up as like an invading force. I think that symbiotes kind of like it's always been, every symbiote has been different in the comics. You know, you have like, but the one big thing that has been a thing about it is that the symbiote is addicting, but not because of like it's like a drug or anything. Is because when you are part of it, you are one being now. I mean, they say we, like Venom always says we are Venom, but they really are like one being, you know. That was what made Venom so interesting. You know, you had Eddie Brock's hate for Peter Parker. At least, okay, I haven't read the original Venom stories. I've only read flipping Ultimate Spider-Man, and then I've watched Spectacular Spider-Man, which is what I going off of. But what I really liked about it in that show was that it was just like, once they were together, they were Venom. They weren't just the symbiote. They weren't just Eddie Brock. They were one being. Where here, they're clearly two different entities. And I get why that works better for a movie, because you want the sort of, this is the evil monster and the human trying to contain it, and they reach a balance where they can work together. But for the character of Venom, I'm not sure if it works as well, because the character of Venom is like two minds. Like, you could almost say that it's Eddie Brock's mind that has infected the symbiote just as much as the symbiote has infected Eddie Brock. The symbiote makes Eddie Brock lose his inhibitions, but it's still Eddie Brock's desires that the symbiote is still fueling in the comics. Here it's more like Eddie Brock, like, oh, I don't want to do that. Do it. No, I don't want to do it. Do it. But I gotta say, I did enjoy a large chunk of those moments and scenes. And here's the thing, though, I don't remember them, Like, I had fun with this movie, but afterwards, thinking about it, like, I'm like, well, what do I really remember about this scene in this movie in terms of lines? Like, is there really a lot of quotable lines? Besides making fun of, like a turd in the wind. There's not really a lot of lines to really think of, to quote. Maybe I have a parasite sort of thing. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the film in a lot of ways, but I don't think it's a great film. It's like typical villain, typical love interest, typical story like that. The hero's not the best developed, but I like the dynamic. I like Tom Hardy. He's a really good actor in this movie. It's just such a strange movie to review, because I have a feeling like I'm going to give it a lower rating, but if I was to rate it on enjoyment, I'd probably rate it higher, even though I know that this movie isn't that amazing or mind-blowing or anything. I didn't hate it. That's the thing. It's like, I don't think a lot of stuff in this movie is well developed, but there's nothing that really made me scratch my head as the stupidest thing, except for, some weird out-of-place scenes. There are some scenes that are weird and out of place, but I never really feel like something as dumb as the Jolly Rancher scene in Batman v Superman, or stuff like that. There's nothing as dumb as that. It's just the movie overall's quality isn't that high, but there's nothing that really brings it down. And the Venom part brings it up in my mind. And yeah, I like that. I don't like in the comics, and I know I'm going for that, but here's the thing. It's like when Venom infects Eddie, when the symbiote infects Eddie Brock, he clearly gets all of his memories. And in here, they still seem to be two separate beings, because he's like, who's that? And it was his ex-fiancée. And it's just like, well, you should know this, shouldn't you? As I say, I'm a hot mess for this movie. I don't really know how to talk about this movie in terms of spoilers. I don't really know how to really explain it in terms of characters. It's really, overall, I don't think it's an amazing movie, but overall, I enjoyed myself with it in its mediocrity. Because it had one element that I really enjoyed. Even if that part wasn't necessarily true to how it would be in the comics. Like, this movie just has me going in a loop. So before I just keep on repeating myself, I'm just going to say that if you didn't like the Venom movie, I understand. But if you like the Venom movie, I also understand. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't think it's an amazing movie, but I think there's one part of it that I really enjoy. So I'm just going to say, what the heck, and give it a 5 out of 10. I'm just going to label it an average movie. Split the difference. Because I enjoyed myself with it. Would I watch it again? Probably. Would I, am I going to be there to get it on DVD the moment it comes out? Probably not. I don't know. I don't feel like I would be. Do I hope that this movie is in the Marvel continuity? No. Weirdly enough. I kind of want to see Tom Holland as the black-suited Spider-Man. And I think that you could have it in a way that he has it for like a whole movie and ends like on a cliffhanger. Maybe like, I think in order to do Venom justice, you would have to do a 2-parter movie. Like for the first half, you can just have him, like you can have like Spider-Man fighting random villains. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be as strong as a thing. And then for the sequel, the part 2 of it, like have him get rid of the suit or everything and establish Eddie. Oh wait, you can't. I guess you. Yeah, you can. You can. I was gonna say that you can't because Eddie Brock was in the other one. I'm like, no wait, that's Flash Thompson. But anyways, have establish Eddie Brock, his character, establish things. You can give a reason, and then have Spider-Man get rid of the symbiote at the end of the first part, and then bring Venom to be his tormenting villain in the next. I really think that's the only way to do it justice. Honestly, truly, I don't see any other way. But yeah, I should talk about the after credits scene from this. That wig did not work. Woody Harrelson, good choice, I guess. I mean, like, it's not the first face that I think of when I think of Cletus Cassidy. I think it's something more slim, something more lean, like a. I don't know, maybe like Woody Harrelson's too. I don't know if the buff is the right word. It's just too full. It's a skinnier, creepier looking person is what I think of. But I don't know. They can make it work. He's a good actor, so who knows? If this movie gets a sequel, then I will watch it. But I will be hoping for a lot more than what I got here. What can I say? That's what this movie was for me, which is why I give it a 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Lazy Dude, and we will see you next time. Wait, we will? Yes, we.
Be sure to check out some of these other videos on my channel. And wait for more coming soon.